But what do you think about this pickup, man?
I don't know. I'm kind of iffy about it. It's a solid pickup, but I don't think it's a game changer. Just looking at with him with the Cowboys, he's pretty decent at the slot, defense at the coverage. He's not your cornerback one or two. He does a pretty good job pressuring the quarterback as far as like the blitz. But he kind of reminds me of remember a couple years back we had Terrell Brown,
Yeah,
the quarterback with Carlos Rogers. He kind of reminds me of that player because
kind of
a
small.
lot of like small, but then a lot of the highlights is like it's more him at the right timing, right place at the right time of him getting like an interception or a fumble. Um, with that, I'm not really too impressed with him as far as like him being a game changer. Again, I see him as a more of like a backup. He's definitely not a starter. I just think that again, we just need him just because of the injuries, but he's a solid player. He won't hurt our team, but I don't see him really doing much with us.
Yeah, honestly, I listen to other content creators pretty much from every damn team. And the two guys I listen to are Mark Holmes and Shango. And it's like every week they were just bashing the shit out of him
Yeah,
when he was with the Cowboys. Let's
yeah,
be real, man. He got toasted quite a bit. And I watched a lot of those games too. I remember like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I can't remember when they went against the Raiders. And I remember watching that game. He had four freaking penalties, four pass interference. So he ran a 4-3.
hmm
But he didn't look like he ran a 4-3. Plus, he's coming off an Achilles injury.
and that's the biggest issue with them. He doesn't stay healthy. He
Exactly,
doesn't stay
man. He
healthy.
gets
That was
hurt a
that
lot.
was a biggest issue with the Cowboys is that he was decent, but man, it's just like he could never stay on the field.
Yeah, and honestly, I know people, I hear a lot of content creators kind of hyping him up, like, oh yeah, he's this, he's that. But I'm like, when I saw the film, when I watched him live, I just didn't see him, man. See, and honestly, you said Terrell Brown. I think he's like a poor man's Terrell Brown. Because I used to
Yeah,
like Terrell Brown. I thought he was awesome. When he got hurt in the NFC Championship game by Goldson,
yeah,
that kind of turned the tide right there. So I don't know. I see it and I look at what we did in the past, like getting rid of Quantrez, not adding him to the 53-man roster, keeping Ambry Thomas, and then not getting Deshaun Jameson, who I thought was one of the best
yeah.
cornerbacks in camp. And we lost those two guys, and now we're here where we are. And
Yeah.
I don't know, man. To me, I'm not going to go out there and start sugarcoating just because we picked up a guy. Oh, he's this, he's that. I did the same thing with, who's the guy we got from the Lions? Austin Bryant.
Yeah.
People were hyping him up like, dude, this guy has like 3 sacks in 4 years. Don't get hyped up. And look at him, man. He's like back and forth, getting cut, bringing him back, getting cut, bringing him back. And then Clean Farrell, another guy I kind of said I don't like. First game he kind of actually looked really good, but the second game he was absolutely horrible, man,
Yeah.
with us. So I think he went back to reality. And I don't know, with this pickup, I just think it's a body, man. They're just probably waiting for Samuel Womack to come back because I don't think it's a big pickup at all, man.
Yeah, again, like I just don't really see it like long term, just because again, like a lot of his picks, a lot of his highlights, it was all the quarterback overthrowing it or underthrowing it, and he's solid as far as like the coverage, but he's not a game changer. He gets toasted a lot, and with that, if he already has a history of being injured, man, it's like damn, they're really taking a risk also of picking this guy up. Yeah, Achilles injury is one of like the worst injuries out there. Like once you like tear that, like you're really never the same. And so I'm interested to see like how he is gonna be on the field, man, because his body obviously is not the same. He's had the injury history, so let's see what happens, man.
Yeah, honestly, thinking about it more right now, just thinking about it, he's kind of like a clone of freaking Ambry Thomas. Ambry Thomas, I think, what he ran like a 4-3 in college, 4-4.
Yeah,
He's fast, but he just gets toasted all the time. So that's
yeah,
what it kind of reminds me of. We lost one guy and we brought in his clone, but the clone has the Achilles injury,
yeah.
and he's older, so I don't know. I hopefully Samuel Womack comes back quick, and hopefully we stop getting rid of our damn young talent. The fact that Quantrez, Deshaun Jameson, I think they would have been perfect in the slot,
Yeah.
and then putting Lenore on the outside like last year,
Yeah.
because Lenore has been solid on the outside. He's been really good for us.
Yeah.
In the NFC Championship game, I don't think he gave up one freaking catch. Maybe he did one for like 3 yards. So he's been he's been like one of our best corners. I think he's been better than Charvarius Ward.
Yeah.
To me, it pissed me off against the Cowboy game. I don't want to be an asshole, but when Ambry Thomas got hurt, I think somewhere in the second quarter, late in the second quarter, the second half, that's when our defense got better because Ambry Thomas was getting freaking toasted out there on the outside. Lenore needs to be on the outside the whole time. We need to have someone, Samuel Womack, when he comes back, have his ass in there inside because right now it looks like we're in trouble. We're inside. Like, I don't know who out there right now is going to be able to play that inside nickel position because that's one thing. I thought at the beginning of this training camp, it looked like we were stacked. We had like 7, 8 guys. We're like, oh, dude, we're ready to go. Now, look, is Swelling going to step up? Swelling, we saw what he did last week against the special teams play with a bonehead. Getting, which it would have been our ball, but the guy fucking fumbled it. But he tapped the guy, special teams, that would have been a touchdown for Niner. Game over right away early in the fourth, you know? So I don't know if Swelling's that guy either. So we'll have to wait and see what happens, man. But anything else on this situation?
Nah, just hope that he can stay healthy. I don't know what they saw in that practice to get him on the team, but
because they were looking at Roby too.
Yeah,
and Roby's another guy that flies. We're watching him, another dude that got toasted all the time too. So I remember the Broncos picked him by, I believe, first round, and that dude was just horrible. I think Ohio State he came out of. And that guy was like, oh my gosh, I never want the Niners to get him. I heard yesterday we were looking at him like, oh my gosh, no, man, please. Quantrez Knight, where are you? Where are you, Deshaun Jameson? I don't know, but that's what we got, man. Let us know what you think about this pickup, man. Make sure to like this video, comment. Talk to you next time. Peace.